No stress racing. The JB Sharp is wonderful. 800 metres course today. So this race is coming down the course. How can it go wrong on a day like this? Beautiful flat water. Lane 5 is currently scratched. Lachlan Moore, so not in the race. So men under 16, doing some school rowing, club rowing. It's close. They're very close, actually. Edward Williams from Glebe, slightly ahead there. Good racing. Just staying calm, nice and long. 800 metres all up. Everyone's staying nicely on the course. So Glebe ahead, looks like Dylan Lee, Leichhardt. I can't see the number from here. So it looks like Glebe and then King's Rory Rangaswamy with the red blades. Leichhardt, Lucas coming up there. They're putting up the speed. Very nice and long. Glebe staying ahead and Leichhardt pulling ahead of that, ahead of our Kings participant. Lucas in third, in lane 3, coming up at the back. I think that's safely gone to the Glebe rower. So going Glebe, Kings, and then Leichhardt, Dillon's Lee. Just wait for the confirmation. Okay, so the results for that race: Glebe, well done, and then Leichhardt, and then Kings coming third. Yeah, that's good. So we've got the second division of the men's under 16 single coming down the course. Lanes 2 and 3 are no-shows. So that leaves us with lane 1, closest to me is Glebe. And then lane 4 is Leichhardt. And lane 5 is Glebe as well. Yep. That yellow boat is Leichhardt, Riley, Lee, Koskell. Slightly ahead. Closest to me on this side, Carter Clifton from Glebe. He's pushing hard, driving it, and very long. He's trying to catch him. Looks like he's going to take it. Very long strokes there. Really pulling it right back at the finish. Long at the front and long at the back. That's how you do it. And perfect conditions. It's not cold, it's not windy, it's not raining. How lucky are we? Very nice racing. Luke Martin over in lane 5, putting in a big strong effort as well. So between that Riley and Carter up at the finish line. Looks like Carter's going to be taking it away. They're going up to the finish line. I can see just around the corner of the tree here. Just for parents and people watching who don't know, of course we've got the umpire that follows the race along, just making sure everybody's safe, that there's not going to be any collisions, watching if somebody inadvertently might fall out. Probably improbable on today's conditions. However, with the JB Sharp, we do have a safety boat. You can see it directly across from me. That's the inflatable dinghy, and that's to the rescue if anything is needed. Race 3 coming down, the men's intermediate Coxed 4. Not quite a race, it's a row over. Nevertheless, that's what we like to see. The JB Sharp's been heavily female dominated. We've got a good men's crew here. Leichhardt, Cyril, Adam, Matthew and Gordon. Coxed by Margaret Bailey and Frank Thorne coaching. They're enjoying themselves. Who wouldn't in these perfect conditions? Lovely day for a head out in the cool weather. It's one of the beauties of winter rowing, isn't it? And on Iron Cove, it's nice and quiet. Race number 4 lining up there. This is actually going to be a good race. 5 crews, Uni of New South Wales, Glebe, UTS, Tara and Leichhardt. It's a lovely feeling at a JB Sharp Regatta. Everybody's a bit more relaxed. Crews very widely spaced here. Looks like UTS leading in front. Amelia Cooper, Ali Waddington, Louisa Stocks, Jess Salmon. Looking very proficient. Of course, Jess Salmon's been rowing for a long time. Nice to see her back on the water. Leichhardt coming up behind, over on the far side in lane 5, and that's Ciara Ortolani, Alexandra Bullman, Lillian Bennett, and Rhiannon Sandow. Rhiannon actually in the Coach Her Way program with Rowing New South Wales, so she's doing a lot of coaching and involvement, rowing development in the club, Learn to Row organising, getting that sponsorship through the Coach Her Way, and being mentored as well at the same time. Tara coming up third. No, it's UNSW. A lot of space on the course, no interference. Lovely, lovely flat water. that's a nice win by the look of it for UTS. Then Leichhardt, UNSW and Tara. Yeah, Division 2 of the Women's Intermediate Quad Scull, just about to, well, they're lining up on the start line. Of course, when you have conditions like this, the start line is very easy. Nobody's overriding, drifting, all the rest of it. So participating in today's race, we've got Penrith. Thanks for coming that way. And Leichhardt, Tara School again, and Drummoyne and UNSW. And everybody heard that siren go off. Penrith lane 1 closest to me. Nice quick start by the look of it. These schoolgirls getting an early hit out as part of that getting gently into the new season, and let's hope that we actually have some more races this season, that we can put the COVID interference behind us for a little part. Phil Sharp, the JB Sharp doctor behind me, of course saying in your dreams. Let's hope not. We've got Cirque actually is returning back to not rowing competition yet, but we certainly have some crews actually training on the Cirque course. So you can actually follow Cirque on Facebook and actually see when we're going to be able to get out there racing. UNSW on the far side there, and closest to me, Penrith, crossing the line a little bit there. In the middle, it's either Leichhardt or Tara. Sorry, I'm looking into the glare and Drummoyne looking very proficient here, leading in front. Nice and smooth around the back turn and the front. Nice and quick in at the catch and just taking the race away. Looking good, ladies. Penrith closest here with the other yellow blades. They're going fast and making some way. On the far side, UNSW staying in third position, but Des Moines increasing that lead at the moment. The Leichhardt crew coming up fourth. Tara in fifth position, enjoying themselves by the sound of it. Of course, the school rowing's just getting going again. So nice to see the school representation actually. This is a fast race. Lane 6, Division 3 of the Women's Intermediate Quad Scull. Got Leichhardt, Tara, UTS and Des Moines. Close together at the moment. Looks like Leichhardt and UTS hammering it out for the first position, but the other two are very closely there. Anybody's race at the moment. Beautiful conditions. I've said it once, I've said it twice. So ideal. No wind, no strong currents to blow you all around the place. It's such a relief. Yeah, it is Leichhardt and UTS who are neck and neck for this. Nice rowing here. Relaxed, smooth. Nice drive. A nice boat run. Leichhardt's putting in a good fight to get it from UTS. Looks like they might be doing it as well. Des Moines coming in third and Tara in fourth. I think UTS have just realised what Leichhardt are doing. Rates going up. comfortable, good racing here. Good to see the numbers for this final JB Sharp. Of course, we've had so much of the season collapsed on us with COVID. A lot of disappointment circ out, having to run the GPS and the Girls Head of the River here on Iron Cove successfully, but everything, big changes for the season. I can see from this point that Drummoyne have stayed in third and Tara fourth. Let's see what happened with UTS and Leichhardt, who managed to sneak ahead of who. Good vantage point up here on the deck at Leichhardt, if you like. A few chairs here, you can sit down and relax. Got some baseball caps and hoodies hanging over the balcony. Nice to see younger people. Hope you're getting in a boat, guys. Got a result for that race yet, Liam? Nope. Okay, still waiting. Might have been close. Then we're moving to the women's under 16 singles. St Catherine's Alice Aitken, Tara's Shirley Chen, Glebe Kelly Clifton, St Cat's again, and St Cat's. Who's the winner of that Division 3 of the women's intermediate quad? Oh, Leichhardt got there by 5 seconds. Well done, ahead of UTS. Well done, ladies. Good racing. St Catherine's have got 3 crews in this under 16 single. How great is that? I think we've got Tara out in front here, making nice timing. Good style, she's just pacing it, tapping it along. Nice length, quick entry, and nice and smooth around the back and the front. Nice, good coaching that is. Sorry, I just saw the Glebe colours on the blades here. So that's actually Kelly Clifton from Glebe out in front. Sorry about that, I can't see, I don't think she's got a Glebe Zudi on, but they're definitely her Glebe blades, so well done. Rest of the ladies coming up together. This is what this under 16 race is for. Checking it out. You know, they haven't raced a lot. Getting used to the course, finding your mark to search for, to take you up in a nice straight line. Practice, practice. You can see the umpire's got the white flag, just trying to get the St. Cat's girl back over onto the course a bit more. Always looking for safety. Nicely done, ladies. So I'd say the glebe rower has gone ahead. Kelly Clifton, Tara, Shirley Chen, and then our three St. Catherine's girls, Grace, Sienna, and Alice. Good to see 5 entries in this race. So Division 2 of the women's under 16 single just about reads the same, I've got to say. Tara, St. Catherine's, Glebe, St. Catherine's and St. Catherine's again. That's fantastic. Just trying to see, looks like the Glebe sculler is ahead here too. Yes, it is. It's Lucy Yabsley rowing for Glebe. And obviously we've had some people pull out, so I've got 2 other girls racing a little bit further back. Lucy's really dominating the field here. Nice and long, good leg drive. She'll be pleased with that effort, having a look down the course and seeing the other 2 well ahead. That's okay. Everybody's getting some race practice. So Glebe ahead there, Lucy Yabsley, and the 2 following rowers are from St. Catherine's. And we've actually started Division 3 already. So no surprise here. St. Catherine's, Glebe, St. Catherine's, Penrith this time, and St. Catherine's. Looks like St. Catherine's are actually getting the full squad out to have a good hit at. Nice work. So Division 3 coming up the course now. In lane 1 closest to me, St. Catherine's, Ella James, Glebe, Sabrina Coxar. St. Catherine's in lane 3, Lana Coleman. Lane 4 is Penrith, Georgia Wen. And lane 5 is St. Catherine's again, Freya Gaston. And it looks like it's St. Catherine's Ella James closest to me that's ahead of the crowd at the moment. And we've got 4 rowers instead of 5. Not sure who's dropped out. And that's Sabrina from Glebe leading the field. Nice boat run and very quick entry there. Looks pretty tall here. She's sitting nicely up and just getting that nice boat run. She'll be happy with that. Just letting the boat run at the back there. Nice and relaxed. Then we've got St Catherine's, Penrith on the far side in 3rd, and then St Catherine's again in 4th. I know I'm stepping ahead of myself, but I'm going to move on a little bit because Division 4 of the Women's Under-16 race has just started. Tara in lane 1 was a do not start. That's okay. So we've got the rest of the St Catherine's squad here in lane 2 and 3 and 5, and Leichhardt in lane 4 coming up. So lane 2 is Holly Corcoran, lane 3 Matisse Borthwick, Leichhardt's Josephine Egan, and St Catherine's Grace Rigby. We must be making up a little bit of time here. Absolutely no change in the water. It's flat, it's beautiful, it's the right temperature. But it's pretty glary from where I'm sitting. Yeah, Leichhardt lane 4, Josephine Egan's well and truly ahead there. She'll be happy with that. shooting along. She can probably afford to even relax a little bit. Looks like she's going for a best ever time. Yeah. The mother's up here on the balcony going ballistic. It's a good family sport, rowing. So definitely Leichhardt well and truly ahead. Lane 2, St Catherine's Holly Corcoran. She's closest to me. Lovely long rowing. So 3 St Catherine's rowers. Lane 2 is having a little bit of trouble, but she's managed to stop herself from falling in. Well done. Well done. It can give you quite a fright when that happens. She's not hugely experienced, so this is a wonderful race for her to be in. She's got the umpires close behind. In fact, Angela Conry's driving the tinny, who rows with me. She's wonderful. So she's just going to tap around on bow side to get herself back on the course. She'll be getting some directions there from the umpire. Boost her confidence and off she can go. It's important she can continue here and row on to finish the race. There she goes. She's got her stuff together. Well done. That's good work. That's excellent. Good on her, having the confidence to enter the race and continue up. It's great. I think it must be the whole St Catherine's squad out here racing today. It's excellent. Yeah, looks like she's got it all together now, so safely paddling up the course, not long to go. Very good. We've got the next race coming down, the men's open double. This will be fast. We've got some pretty heavy hitters here. So Division 1 of the men's open double, we've got Glebe, Charlie Slack and Carter Clifton, who's already raced today. Leichhardt's Lachlan Moore and Riley Lee Coxall. UTS, Ben Fairbrother and Zinc Bosco. And Leichhardt's Dave Raymond and Kwangamaris. We've got some pretty fast rowers here today. That Leichhardt's Dave Raymond, Dave and Kwan. So I've got Leichhardt and UTS fighting out for 1 and 2 there. Yep, they'll be really pushing into it. Dave Raymond and Kwangamaris, of course, recently medaling in, actually I think these UTS and Leichhardt crews, they've been medaling at Nationals, Masters Nationals. Yeah, they're really flying here, those two crews in front. This is good racing. Hard and fast, excellent. Lovely and smooth. Leichhardt in third and Glebe going to start putting on the legs. Yep, they've upped the Glebe was in fourth, now they're going to go third. They've upped the rating, the leg drive and the speed around the back and the front. They're shooting up well and truly into third position. Good effort there. UTS now in front, followed by Leichhardt, then Leichhardt. Oh, UTS, Leichhardt, Glebe and Leichhardt. This is fast. Well done, gentlemen. Good to watch some of this racing at the final JB Sharp here on Iron Cove. So cracking on here, Men's Open Double Scull Division number 2. Should be 3 crews. I can see 2. Yeah, 2 crews on. Can't see from here who's missing, but they're neck and neck. It's an open double, so it'll be fast again. Okay, sorry about that. I did know Glebe actually is a do not start, so they were withdrawn. So we've got Leichhardt and UNSW. Neck and neck, nice racing. So Leichhardt's Anthony and Frank, Anthony Dejanizic and Frank McHugh, and UNSW Scott Purves and Samuel Brugan. All my raisin toast just arrived. Lucky me. Thank you to Nancy Volquist, Caterer Supremo. UNSW ahead on the, oh no, it is UNSW ahead on the far side. Leichhardt's not too far behind. Lovely smooth racing here. Lovely boat run from both crews here. Smooth and fast around the finish. Power at the finish and at the boat run. That's how you do it. Race 13 coming up. They'll be just assisting there. The Para Double Scull. It's a row over, but it's Balmain, and it's a PR3 with Parry Mataris and Lauren Webber. Very accomplished coaches here, and Craig, Liam James and Barbara Ramjam. This Para Double coming up. Lauren Webber, of course, very experienced and medalist in rowing. Parry Mataris, I've just asked who he is. About 40-ish, bench presses 150. So strong enough, that's for sure. So when he learns that technique, this should be a really hot combination. Coming down the course quickly. Just watching this para double coming down. Parry has an ankle restriction, one leg 6 centimetres longer than the other. But that fixed ankle, that's the main thing. And relatively new to rowing, and that technique is great. I understand that the engineering unit at UNSW is making and trying out all sorts of different combinations for rigger adjustments, foot plate adjustments to assist the rowers. But it looks like going off his own steam is actually pretty good. I'd say this is a combination to watch in the future. High tide here today, of course, and right now high tide at 10:04, so you can't get better than this. Very little water movement. So lining up at the moment, a full race here, 6 lanes. Hopefully everybody's going to be in the race. We've got Tara, Abbotsford, Tara again, Leichhardt, Tara and Tara. 4 entries into this women's novice quad scull. That's fantastic. Tara look like they're really getting that rowing program, getting a good early start, getting some good racing practice. This will be, they've barely raced, if at all, in this category. So this women's novice quad scull, race 14, off and away. 4 Tara Cruz, Leichhardt and Abbotsford. Off to a good start. Not too many novices. This is good standard of novice rowing here. Bit of a steering issue on one of the crews there, closest to me. Yep, the umpire's giving the direction to... Looks like it's all crew on stroke side to bring that boat around. It looks like Leichhardt ahead there. That Leichhardt crew, Kylie Downs, Grace Conry, Lily Bennett and Kelly Dwyer. Sounds like their coach on the pontoon having a great shout out. Tara wants it though. Come on, Leichhardt. Oh, this is what we like to see. Some good leg pressure happening here. Yep, Tara's taken that. Tara lane 5, Nicole Chan, Navia Singh, Charlotte Goy and Caitlin Liev. Leichhardt's not going to let them have it that easily. They're stepping up the rating. That's good. Good racing. Come on, fight for it. Good enthusiasm up here on the balcony. Looks like Tara like what they see, so they're not going to let Leichhardt have it back. Good leg drive from those crews ahead. Some good novice rowing here, I've got to say. Looks like we've got some young crews and some slightly older ones. As you move on a bit in novice rowing, you realise that, you know, a short stroke and a bit of rushing is not conducive to going fast, but, you know, taking them a long way, that third position. They're looking strong. Good work, ladies. The men's novice singles scull division 1. That's all lining up on the start there. 5 players here. Uni of New South Wales in 3 lanes, Glebe and Leichhardt. Let's see how they go. Ideal conditions for a novice single. You've not raced before in your single, now's the day you want to do it. Oh, so that's the quad?
Yep.
Oh. Getting the results through that novice, the women's novice quad just finished. Leichhardt took it ahead of Abbotsford, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 Tara quads. So well done, well done to all the participants. So that was the Leichhardt crew of Kylie Downs, Grace Connery, Lily Bennett and Kelly Dwyer. Then Abbotsford's Yvonne Konchek, Catherine Nato, Melissa Blaine Woodley and Adriana Guthrie. So this men's novice single race, Division 1 coming down the course. Lane 4, Leichhardt's Jasper Richards is a do not start. I'm not sure what happened there. So we've got lane 1 closest to me, UNSW Harry O'Donnell. Lane 2, Glebe is James Walker. UNSW again, Jack Kaplan. And UNSW in lane 5 on the far side, Helock Keith Kong. Chris Burns is the coach for those UNSW crews, those single crews, so he's obviously wanting them to get some good race practice. Mal Campbell is here down on the Leichhardt pontoon. Coming in at the moment is this Abbotsford crew that came second place in the previous women's novice quad. Looks like lane 3, UNSW Jack Kaplan's out in front. Tell you, these novices are getting some good coaching before they get into the water and race in the novice category. So well done. Harry Donnell in lane 1 is coming up second and seeking to take it from the UNSW rower Jack Kaplan, I think, by the look of it. Looks like he's going to take that. Harry's suddenly got very long and can see a win in sight, I think. Nice to see in this novice category where we've got the umpire actually assisting the rower to get onto the course and row safely here. You know, big shout out to lane 2, James Walker Glebe. He's 13 years old. Yeah, it's his second time out on the race course. He's pretty cool. Good on him. He's looking pretty proficient there. Well, the umpire's keeping him safe and on the course. That's what we expect for the novice category. Well done. You know, really acknowledge somebody who's 13 years old and going racing for the first time like this. Okay, so that's the start for the division number 2 of the men's novice single scull. Closest to me, Leichhardt's Lucas van der Westhuizen. Lane 2, UNSW Sam Hagen, UNSW Fraser Wilson, Leichhardt's Dylan Lee, and lane 5, UNSW Jack van der Haan. Looks like that water current's taking people across a little bit there, over to Rhode Island. There's plenty of space over here near us. Very nice to see a pontoon covered in people and lots of crews out racing, isn't it, after what we've had to go through for the last 2 years. Yeah, that's Leichhardt out in front there. On the far side there, that's Dylan. Yep, Dylan Lee, coached by Mal Campbell. Looks like he's got it all under control there. Leichhardt, UNSW, then the coming third is currently the other Leichhardt crew. Bit of a fight out here for second and third. How are we going to do here? A little bit of redirecting from the umpire there to get back on the course on the far side. Looks like that Leichhardt number, there's a battle for 2 and 3. Leichhardt out ahead in number 1, and then 2 and 3. Looks like Leichhardt's going to try and take it from that UNSW rower. Neck and neck at the moment. But Leichhardt's Dylan Lee looks like he's got number 1. I think that's Leichhardt in number 2, but I'll just wait for the results to come through since the finish is actually around the corner behind the Casuarina that I need to get trimmed. Very nice racing there, everybody, in the men's novice single. You know, nice style of rowing. But cracking on for a good pace, the men's open coxed 4. 2 Leichhardt crews here. Oh, this will be fast as well. Lane 1 closest to me, Cyril Miletto, Adam Weinberger, Matthew Lindbergh and Gordon Cooper, coxed by Margaret Bailey. And lane 2 on the other side of that is Edward Parmesano, Rob Kotzka, Dave Raymond and Charles Buzzacott. That lane 2 is pretty formidable. Let's see how they can hit it out against each other. Some of these guys off to do the head of the Charles soon. That Leichhardt number 2 crew with Ruth Kelly coxing. She's the male vice captain at Leichhardt. She's actually going to be coxing that head of the Charles crew. Of course, that won't be easy rowing like it is here today. No straight line. I think there's at least 15 turns and it's over a very much further long way. Nice rowing here. Nice and quick entries. Boat's looking stable, comfortable. Let's put some pressure on, guys. Lovely to watch. Thank you, gentlemen. In race 17 of the Men's Open Coxed 4. So just advising, race 18, the Women's Open Quad. We've actually got another entry from Des Moines. So we've got 5 lanes of UNSW, Penrith, Tara, Leichhardt and Des Moines. This will be a fast race as well. They're still lining up. Well, this is a close race. Pretty close there for... Pretty close. Crew closest to me, the UNSW, looks like got a slight steering issues. Not sure what's happening there. They're going to have to bring it round on stroke side to correct that, and that's exactly what they're doing. Well done. Looks like the Leichhardt crew in lane 4 is ahead at this stage. That's Rhiannon Sandow, Jen Zonga, Taran Ennis and Alexandra Bullman. They're definitely ahead. Yep. It's nice to get out in front and stay in front. Always a good relief to be looking at the rest of the course rather than coming from behind, in my opinion. Then we can see UNSW close behind. Oh no, that's the Drummoyne crew actually on the far side. So Leichhardt, Drummoyne, UNSW. And this crew closest to me, the UNSW, that's really going to, having been off course, they're actually going to power ahead. They've got a nice line, they're staying calm, and they're moving through the fleet. Looking very nice, ladies. Very quick entry at the catch with that crew in first position. You can see that makes a difference. Nice and quick entry and the legs on. So between Drummoyne and UNSW for second and third. That Leichhardt crew in lane in 4 is definitely going to be taking that out. I'm not sure what the next 2 positions are. Yeah, I'm definitely getting the council to trim off a bit of that. It's annoying me immensely. Great lineup here for the men's handicap single, race 20. All nice and close. Everybody will be a bit edgy. Got to watch what's happening on your stroke and your bow side. Lots of fun. I'm not going to go through all the names, but there's a pile of them. 7 entries. It's good. Oh, I've made a mistake. It does happen occasionally. This is the women's handicap single. I'm very sorry about that. That was my mistake completely. We've got 8 rowers in this race, all lining up making sure everybody's got some space for the first strokes. I'm just trying to find out what the... I'll come back to you in just a moment. Some pretty serious handicapping here. Off go, the only person is Kate Wareham. Then we've got Dan Borgett behind her at 55 seconds. She's pretty capable. I'm sure she'll be able to come up on that. M. Barrack from Mossman, she's on 35 seconds, so yep. Liam James and I are just looking at this. It does look like M. Barrack, Kate Wareham. Kim Mackney, of course, doing the handicapping for these handicap single races. He's done it for years. Well, good start on the women's handicap single. Somebody's going from lane 1 to about lane 5 to start, I think. Is that what's happening here? Yeah, the first sculler she's moved. That's Kate Wareham. So she's come across. Here they go. Everybody's... Kate Wareham went off go. Then we've got the 35-second people going. So we've got Anne Skilton and M. Barrack. So they've taken off. Now everybody's off. They'll all be chasing down Kate Wareham as quickly as they possibly can. Got a lot of time to make up for a few of these rowers. We've even got up to 60 seconds. That's a pretty serious handicap. Got some pretty quick ladies around here, so I don't doubt that they'll be able to get up nice and close. Yeah, we don't want to be getting too close these days, though COVID's probably got enough space out on the water there to keep away. So Kate Wareham did a nice start, came across into the middle of the fleet, which means everybody else has got to go around her, of course. She's holding her line nicely. So Kate went off go, and the 35 and then 50 seconds and 60 seconds, you can see how good the rest of the fleet are. They're coming up, pushing, pushing, pushing. I can see M. Barrack's red Zooty in the middle there. She's not far behind. This handicap racing's been going for decades. Great to see. Looks like Jess Salmon over there coming second. So Kate Wareham first. Yeah, I think that's Jess Salmon on the far side. Then M. Barrack. Dan Borgett in lane 1, closest to me. She's a pretty serious competitor at every level. She'll be really pushing it out to get up there in the final 3. Well, the handicapping is working well. Kate Wareham's narrowing her lead, and everybody's going to finish up there. Well done to Kim Mackney. Looks like he's done it again. Yeah, very nice handicapping. That's what we want, everybody to be coming up and finishing in a nice tight group. Abbotsford, Yvonne Konchek coming up.
I've got a feed not of the finish, but of the getting past the tree.
Yeah, we're thinking here at the finish that the Kate Wareham will have held that. She did have a pretty sufficient lead, although she was coming up upon, that's for sure. Men's handicap single just lining up there down near the bridge. 7 rowers all there. I've just got the president of Rowing New South Wales, Steve Donnelly's just arrived. He fell out of his boat too. No, not quite, but he's been swimming at Clovelly, so might get him to do a little welcome and say hello to everybody. Feel like doing that? I'll just swap seats with him and he can talk till the cows come home. Take a seat.
Good morning all. It's very pleasant here to be at Leichhardt this morning, and thank you to all of our officials for wind it up. How do you wind it up?
Turn it up.
Yeah. Welcome all. Beautiful morning to be out here at Leichhardt. Thank you to all of our officials and all of the athletes for being here. I think it's the end of the season, Liam, isn't it? Final regatta, and for once in the year we've had the whoever has organised the perfect weather, Liam. So, huh?
That was Barry Monahan.
Barry.
Yep, talking to the man upstairs.
Where is Barry today?
Barry's actually off his own events.
Right.
He's down at a event on the south coast.
Uh-huh.
So he's not going to head off, and we're just coming up to us.
Well, thank you to Barry, because he's probably done some commentating during the year, has he?
He's done pretty much, I think, all others except for the Regatta.
Uh-huh.
Even in that department. Great view.
Okay, the men's handicap single race. So that was Richard Jones went off go. And then he doesn't have such a good run because he's got 5 seconds, 15, 25. The handicapping much closer to that, much closer to him at this stage. So he's going to have to really drive those legs to hold that position. John Newcomb was off 5 seconds, so he's pretty handy in the machine. 7 rowers all up. Looks like Richard Jones is holding it from Des Moines at the moment. Oh, Richard Jones is doing a good job staying ahead. Going at a cracking pace. Who's that coming up on this far side? UTS suit. They'll have been on the longest one. Let me see. We've got 3 UTS rowers, Henry, Zink and Patrick. But they might have had to make up too much time here. 60 seconds is a lot over an 800 metre course, of course. So, Kwang Gamaris from Leichhardt in that yellow single. He's a Masters champion. Going out over 40 is easy for him. Looks like he's going to do a really good run. Kwan, by the way, off 40 seconds. John Newcomb off 5. And the UTS rowers off 25, 40 and 45. But they're really pushing hard for this. Nevertheless, despite that, the handicapping looks like it's working. Richard Jones is maintaining his lead. They're inching forward, but looks like he's going to make it. Men's intermediate quad scull lining up there, down to five crews. Leichhardt at lane 1 closest to me, then Glebe, Des Moines. The Glebe crew of lane 4 has withdrawn. Then 5 is UNSW, and then Mossman. Oh, Mossman, which is not being judged. Yeah, so that Mossman crew is racing, not being judged though. There's somebody in there, I think it might be Mark Lewan, who's not an intermediate. I think he was a National Masters rep. Maybe somebody from Mossman can clarify that for me. Nevertheless, they've gone out fast here, this intermediate quad. This is a close race. Excellent. So that non-judged crew on the far side, Mossman, is leading. And then we've got closest to me, Glebe, is actually coming first in the race. And they are really speeding ahead. That Glebe crew of Ed Williams, Charlie Slack, Carter Clifton and Anthony Colley. Yeah, that's looking pretty speedy. Very lovely and smooth and quick. Very nice style. Followed by the Des Moines crew. UNSW on the far side as well. Leichhardt closest to me in the final position in lane 1. Yeah, that Glebe crew is going to take it ahead of the Mossman one. They're looking very nice. Lovely racing to watch at this early time of the season. What a beautiful day it's been. No complaints. Okay, Women's Open 8, race 22. I love a grudge match. Leichhardt versus Drummoyne. We're all friends. The Leichhardt in lane 1 closest to me. Rhiannon, Sandow, Shara Ortolani, Nikki Lepresti, Jen Zonga, Dan Borgett, Alexandra Bullman, Taran Innes and India Evans stroking. Emma Flaherty coxing. And Drummoyne's Leonie Collins, Bridget Austin, Julie Lau, Sky Smith, Colleen Chapman, Esther Tucker, Katrina Shanahan, Anne Potter and Maggie Smith coxing. This will be hard and fast. Right, so this is a replay of last week's race where Leichhardt caught a crab. They'll be making sure that doesn't happen again. So this 8 rates off. I know that Leichhardt crew will be going out. They'll be hitting out near 40. Neck and neck at this stage. Can't see anything between it, even on my close-up screen. Looks like Leichhardt might be inching ahead. It's fast. Yep, Leichhardt's pulled ahead on this one. Fast and smooth. Nice platform in the boat. Swinging together. Yep, good length ahead now. Coached by Mal Campbell here. Nice backsplash, doing all the right things. Well done. No crab today. Nice work, ladies. So this is the women's novice single scull coming up now. They're just getting ready to start. A little bit of wind moving in. Unfortunately, these are rowers that haven't faced the starters gun before. Wind is just coming up a little bit. Lane 1 closest to me, UNSW, Phoebe McAuliffe. Lane 2, Leichhardt's Lily Bennett. Lane 3, Drummoyne, Rebecca Giles. And lane 4, UNSW, Georgia Sargent. They're just going to get a bit of a line. The wind is coming up. Let's hope everybody's fine. The safety boat's just moving up a bit closer. We'll be keeping a good eye out on them, make sure everybody's fine. So the novice women's single has got off to a good start. Abbotsford, of course, that was in lane 5, is a non-starter. The others are all off and on their way. A little bit of wind happening, but it is a tailwind, so that'll be pushing them down the course and across here to Leichhardt, I think, so no more going to the other side. So it looks like UNSW closest to me, Phoebe McAuliffe, is slightly ahead. This wind's giving a few steering issues, unfortunately, with the team coming down. Looks like Leichhardt is ahead there at the moment, then UNSW. Definitely a bit of wind havoc there. So Leichhardt, Lily Bennett in lane 2. Yeah, and lane 1, UNSW, they've clashing oars there. So, okay, looks like lane 3, although, okay, there's a bit of a restart. Lane 3 is going to have to get back onto the course. They're going off. Okay, we've got UNSW. Looks like they're going to pull ahead there of Leichhardt. So UNSW and Leichhardt there. So Georgina Sargent and Lily Bennett battling it out. This wind's really come up and it's a real crosswind. Can be very unpleasant. Just developed quite differently. So that race hasn't been cleared formally yet, so not quite sure what happened. We'll let you know as soon as we can. The women's novice single in Division 2, they've started. I've got 4 starters. I can see 3. Let's see, I've got Leichhardt, UNSW, another UNSW and UTS. UTS have a novice single. Yeah, definitely 3 starters only for this Division 2 of the novice singles. Close together and fortunately widely apart at the moment. The wind on my Windy Willy is stepping up a little bit, but it's still going to stay within the gentle range. But for a novice single event, of course, that's a little bit harder to cope with. It seems to have flattened out at the moment, thankfully. So Leichhardt closest to me is definitely taking the shorter course. That's Grace Conry. Leichhardt's going off course. They'll need to straighten up. If she can do that, she'll be all right. UNSW, the wind is moving around a little bit here, north-northwest. UNSW inching ahead there. So I think that's UNSW in front. Leichhardt number 1, and then the other UNSW crew. Still close here. The wind's playing havoc, so we've got UNSW and Leichhardt really go. Oh, the Leichhardt sculler, Grace Conry's just gone in. Yeah, got the umpire is very close by. Okay, fortunately there for that Leichhardt sculler, the umpire was right there behind, so they'll have her out of this cold water pretty quickly and she'll be brought back into the pontoon. So while we're getting Grace Conry out of the water, the wind is coming across, so that's okay. They've started the men's novice quad, safer boat in this weather, with the wind just slightly picking up. It's still not a powerful wind, it's still holding off quite lightly, and it's not going to get any worse. So we've got 2 crews. Lane 1 closest to me, Leichhardt, with Dylan Lee, William Spooge, Lucas van der Westhuizen and Jasper Richards. Mal Campbell coaching, and UNSW on the other side, Sam Hagan, Fraser Wilson, Helock Keith Kong and Jack Vanderlaan, coached by Chris Burns. UNSW powering ahead. I can see quite a few of these names in these 2 boats. They've been racing today. Good on them. Getting some decent practice in. Okay, just an update on Grace Conry. Rescue complete and she's coming back to the pontoon. Need to have a warm blankie ready for her. UNSW in the men's novice quad. They are powering down and Leichhardt behind. These guys in the 2 boats have had some decent practice today in the boats. Something's happening in the Leichhardt boat. Got a couple of steering issues, maybe a crab caught there actually. It's all right. Well done giving this quad race a shot. Yep, letting the boat run there. Hold the legs down at the finish. It makes you go faster, guys. There's only one direction to go from novice moving up. Well done. Lining up there for the women's intermediate double. Division 1. Got quite a few entries here. As far as I can see, six entries from closest to me, Glebe, then UNSW, Leichhardt, Abbotsford, UTS and Tara. Should see some good racing here. This wind is kicking in. That'll be a bit annoying. But they're well and truly capable of handling the wind at this stage. Okay, so the women's intermediate double, that's just taken off. 6 crews participating all together at the moment. A couple of early leads, looks like UNSW and perhaps Leichhardt. Let's have a look. Get them a bit closer. Big glare on the water today. Yes, I think that's Leichhardt, and looks like Leichhardt and UTS actually coming forward there. This one where UTS and Leichhardt. So I've got Ali Waddington and Lillian Hyde against Jen Zonger and Dan Borgett. UTS will be wanting to whip those slightly older women. Wind's picking up nicely. Little bit slight side cross. Very annoying, but that's not interfering with this level of rowing. Intermediate grade, well and truly capable of handling it. UTS slightly pulling away. Very fortunate here on Iron Cove to have the Elite Rowing Club just around the corner. And Dan Borgett stroking the double with Jen Zonger behind her. Leichhardt's doing well here. They're going for it. Looks like they're popping ahead. Yes, they are taking a nice straight line there. UTS have actually gone off a bit to the side. That could actually be a problem. Yeah, they're really pushing the Leichhardt crew there, really driving the legs. So Leichhardt first, UTS, then UNSW coming up in third position. Abbotsford over there in fourth. Gosh, this wind really is chopping around. Well done, Leichhardt have actually really gone ahead there. Yep, that's looking good. So Leichhardt, UTS and UNSW, by the look of it to me, through the trees. Division 2 of the women's intermediate double. This is a fast one. Leichhardt closest to me, Tara Ninnis and Nikki Lepresti. I think they medalled at Nationals. Drummoyne with Ashley Lister and Ashley Brooking. UTS, Holly Garner and Jess Salmon. Glebes, Ann Skilton and Kate Wareham. I think Kate Wareham won the handicap single. Don't think she's looking tired though. Penrith, Elizabeth Drayton and Eloise McEwen, and Tara's Gemma Waterhouse and Victoria Eaton. Close race again. This is good. Everybody's going for it. Looks like that might be Drummoyne ahead. Gentle wind only picking up. We've had ideal conditions today. Really beautiful. Lovely winter rowing. That's UTS ahead. UTS, Holly Garner and Jess Salmon. Yeah, lane number 1, Leichhardt's Tara Ninnis and Nikki Lepresti. They'll be really shooting for that. They're taking a slightly faster course there. Straighter line there. So between UTS and Leichhardt, need to hop up the rate, ladies. Yeah, first and second, they're both cruising along. It's anybody's race as long as you put your legs on. There we go. Leichhardt's putting the legs on, so they'll be able to slip in front there. Division 3 of the women's intermediate double. Closely behind, I've got to say, Tara Drummoyne, UTS again, Leichhardt and Penrith. This is the second last race of the day, of course. The full 5 entries. Looks like UTS slightly ahead at this stage. So UTS, Lily Anderton and Charlotte Olgers, coached by Elliot Shackworth Bertinetti. Yeah, UTS, obviously that wind is actually being a little bit disruptive. So UTS being closely followed by Leichhardt. Leichhardt, Sarah Ortolani and Alex Bullman. Got to put those legs on, ladies, if you want to win it. It's close enough to make a difference. Then Drummoyne and Penrith. Looks like UTS are going to hold this. They're trying to keep the lowest rating with the most power. Leichhardt stepped up the rating. Oh, it's good racing. Good to watch. Here we go, the last race of the day about to start. We've got the dinghy sailors coming down. Don't you love it? That's all right. The 8's got a Cox, so they won't have any problems sailing around it. There's only, at the men's Open 8 up there is lining up. It's a row over, of course. That's okay. And the Cox is going to keep away from the dinghies. Both passive recreational. I don't know who's got right of way. I know the aquatic license. I'm sure they'd have an aquatic license for that. The 8's taken off. It's Leichhardt's Martin Emery, Nick Fletcher, Edward Parmesano, Rob Gilmore, Brendan Bolton, Dave Raymond, Rob Kocho, and Charles Buzzacott. Cox by Ruth Kelly. Some of those guys are off to do the head of the Charles in Boston with Ruth coxing, so they're off getting any amount of getting on the water as they can at this stage. So this is the last race of the day coming down, the 8. Yeah, so effectively the 8's doing a time trial. racing against themselves. They won't be out just to enjoy themselves, that's for sure. Good crosswind here for the 8, so that's always pleasant, pushing the boat over on one side. So bow side will be blaming stroke side, or the other way around. Oh, that's right, there's one more race. So we've got one more race. We've got a, I think we've got a tie for the women's handicap single, so we're going to race that off. I'll keep you posted on that. So we've got 3 starters in this women's handicap single race-off. Kate Wareham, Lucy Yabsley and Jess Salmon. Got a little bit of a time delay here as Jess Salmon's just been down in the women's doubles, so got a little wait. Okay, I've just had some handicapping information for this, the tie in the women's handicap single. So it's between Kate Wareham, Lucy Yabsley, both from Glebe, and Jess Salmon from UTS. So Kate Wareham will go off go, and Lucy Yabsley and Jess Salmon off 45. Quite a big distance, and Jess Salmon, having just been in the double, she'll have to get from UTS up to the start line. So we've just got a little bit of time while we let these ladies breathe. Okay, I've got an update on this women's handicap single race. I now have 2 starters for the race, Lucy Yabsley from Glebe and Jess Salmon from UTS. Jess Salmon's just leaving UTS, and the Glebe sculler, Lucy Yabsley's just getting onto the water here at Leichhardt. So they'll both be getting up to the start at about the same time. So we'll keep you posted on that start. Shouldn't be too long. So it feels like the wind's coming up, but it's only 6.8 knots. It's been as flat as a pancake. So it's definitely coming up north-northwest, but that won't be a problem for these 2 handicapped event scullers. So first tie in about 4 years, so that's fun. The Glebe sculler's just getting onto the water now, and Jess Salmon should be coming around the corner shortly, I'd say. Should be an interesting race. Good tailwind, so it'll be nice and quick. They won't be pushing too hard. Here comes Jess Salmon now in the classic black and white striped UTS Zooty. She'll see Kate Wareham as she goes past, or maybe they can go up together. That's nice, the UTS. So Lucy Yabsley from Glebe and Jess Salmon from UTS going up together to the start for the race-off. First time in 4 years. This will be fun. Yeah, the last race-off, Liam James is saying, was about 2015 or 16. With the Walderseys. It doesn't happen often. can I just remind everybody that the presentation for the medals and the trophies for this final wonderful day of the JB Sharp series will start as soon as this race is cracking on. We'd love people to be up and getting seated quickly so we can get moving on it. We've got the Sharp family in attendance. They'll be doing a lot of handing out and speaking. So it looks like the race off between Lucy Yabsley and Jess Salmon. They certainly had a pretty decent warm-up, racing and then straight back up to the start. They'll be getting moving in just a moment, I'd say. Good tailwind, it'll be a good fast race. So this is an even race. The Kate Wareham, who is now scratched, was going off go, and they've started. Lucy and Jess were both off 45 seconds, so they've started together. Here they go. So this is a good race. Neck and neck with Lucy and Jess. This is what we want to see. This means the handicapping's working, so it's who's going to be strongest on the day at the last minute. Jess Salmon certainly had a pretty decent warm-up, having literally just done the women's double. UTS closest to me, and Lucy Yabsley in that red boat on the far side. Yeah, Jess Salmon putting in some hard work. Very close this race. Important to stay on the right line. Keep your 800 course length as short as possible, so you want to be going nice and straight. Keeping long and strong. Lucy just ahead. Lucy is still ahead at this stage. Really nice and long strokes. Jess Salmon coming up closer. This is a very close race. Yeah, UTS Sculler is putting on some good leg drive here. She's pulling up against Lucy. Still anyone's race. Lucy, you're going to have to get that drive happening. Jess Salmon, highly experienced, just a bit older. Wonderful racing here. Really nice to watch. Staying nice and calm, just tap it along. Keep it as smooth as possible. Okay, they're just out of my range. Jess Salmon slightly ahead. I'll keep you posted on this win. That's a great race, I've got to say. That's exactly what we want to see. The handicap working. Wow, Lucy Yabsley won that race off by 3 seconds. Congratulations to Glebe. Well done. That's really great racing. It was neck and neck the entire way, actually. Good job. Well done, ladies. And that's the final racing ended for today's JB Sharp.